Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we just got a quick video here talking about two very interesting pieces of news that happened earlier today. Carter Hart has officially signed with the Vegas Golden Knights, and on top of that, we saw a small trade between the Vancouver Canucks and Chicago Blackhawks that could have very big dividends for the Vancouver Canucks. I'll touch on both these deals coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Now before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do it with all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And don't forget to stay tuned for videos coming out in the very near future. So hello everyone, welcome back. So we're just doing a really quick news update video here. We saw two very interesting updates here when it comes to some things around the NHL. So first, in the Vegas Golden Knights organization, I already talked about all the Carter Hart stuff in a separate video, but I think this is something that a lot of people saw coming. Carter Hart has signed a 2-year deal with a fee of $2 million with the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, we know that because of the World Junior stuff, he's not eligible to play until December 1st, so he's not going to be able to play at least for the next month, so don't expect Carter Hart to get into any NHL game action, but this does make a whole bunch of sense. Like, I know all the Hart off-ice issue stuff, but once again, he hasn't played hockey for the last year and a half, so even when he comes back, he's probably going to be a little bit rusty, but Hart in the Philadelphia Flyers organization a couple of years ago has shown really good promise as being a solid 1A level goaltender. He's still on the younger side of things, only 27 years old, so this contract will take him until he's 29 years old. And with the Golden Knights goalie situation right now, they could definitely use them. We just talked about in our most recent video, Adin Hill went down with an injury. That was an awful blow for the Golden Knights because Hill is their starter and it's going to be a week to week. So the current backup for the Golden Knights is Akira Schmid, who has shown some promise in the past for the Vegas Golden Knights and with the New Jersey Devils, but he's not a clear-cut starter. So I think even though they have to wait a month, the Hart signing couldn't come at a better time for the Vegas Golden Knights with all the Hill injuries. And even though I do think it's a little bit soon to sign Carter Hart because all of the World Junior stuff just happened a couple of months ago, I think it's fine for the Golden Knights to sign Carter Hart, and I think this is a really solid move there from the Knights because I do think this team is in desperate need of some NHL level goaltending help, and even though I think Hart will be a little bit rusty, I don't think it's a bad sign there from the Knights, and it's one I think most people were expecting after he signed that PTO. So very interesting note there, but Hart has signed a new deal with the Vegas Golden Knights, so very interesting note there. And next, going over to a very interesting trade we saw just earlier today, and it was a one between the Vancouver Canucks and the Chicago Blackhawks. It was a very interesting one, a rather small trade, but the trade was as follows. The Vancouver Canucks traded the Chicago Blackhawks 2027 4th round pick back to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for young forward Lukas Reichel. Now this is a very interesting trade. We've talked about this in our videos just before our season started. Reichel's name that was popping up a lot of places. There was a very likely shot that Reichel was going to get dealt. He was sort of a change of scenery candidate. He really needed some sort of a fresh start out of the Hawks organization because it just didn't look like he was fitting in overly well with them. So for the Hawks, I think it's a little bit of an underwhelming return because Reichel was a former high-level pick a couple of years back. I think it was a first or second round pick in like 2020, 2021. Might have been a little bit earlier than that, but he has been around for a couple of years. So to only get 4th round picks, a little bit of a salary return for the Chicago Blackhawks, but at least they're able to get a pick for a younger player. And once again, this pick's a couple of years down the road, and it's originally the Hawks. I think the Hawks actually gave this pick to the Vancouver Canucks as part of the Ilya Mikheyev deal. So very interesting out there to get the 4th round pick back. Once again, 2 years down the road, the Hawks might be a super team. This might be a very low 4th round pick. We don't know what this will be. So very interesting note there, but the Hawks get a 4th round pick back that they could use to select a couple of years down the road, or maybe even use as trade fodder. For the Canucks, this isn't a bad pickup here. It's actually a low risk, high reward type deal. Reichel has had some flashes in the past as being a really solid player. He's a winger. He's 23 years old. He's in the final year of a 2-year deal with an AAV of $1.2 million. So it's not a bad contract there. He's actually had a pretty good season so far. To start the season, he's gone to 5 games of NHL action for the Hawks. I think they've played 8 games up to this point. And he has 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points. At this current point in time, he'd be tied for 3rd on the Vancouver Canucks on their point scoring leaders. Like at this point in time, only Quinn Hughes and Connor Garland have more points than Lukas Reichel in the Canucks organization. So very interesting out there. In his career, like last year was his best season to date. He played in 70 games with the Blackhawks, putting up 8 goals and 22 points points, both career highs, but he has the potential to be a solid like 35 to 50 point player in the right situation. And with the injuries to the Vancouver Canucks have right now, I think couldn't come at a bigger time. He was the 17th overall pick in the 2020 draft, so a former first round pick. I think this could be a really solid low risk high reward guy. Playing him with maybe a guy like Brock Besser or Jake DeBrusk or Elias Pettersson, I think could be a very solid move there for the Canucks. And maybe if he plays consistent top 6 minutes, he could unlock some of that potential that he showed in the Blackhawks organization. But like a change of scenery just needed to happen. He needed a fresh start. And I think in the Canucks organization, he could wind up finding his potential. So we shall wait and see on that. But very interesting note there. A couple of very interesting news updates from the past couple of days. But the Canucks have acquired Lukas Reichel from the Hawks as the Hawks get the 2027 4th round pick back. And Carter Hart has officially signed with the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting note there. But that's all I'm going to talk for today. I'll let you guys thoughts on this videos. What do you think of Carter Hart officially signing with the Vegas Golden Knights? And what is your opinion on the Reichel deal to the Vancouver Canucks? Definitely your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video and for others to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to stay tuned for videos coming out in the very near future. I also have a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I'll link to that description below. Can't wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.